Hi guys, MrRoflWaffles here. This is the second Black Ops 3 teaser that they've put on Snapchat. I'm going to play it for you now.
Let your thoughts drift. Let the bad memories fade. Let peace be upon you.
The first thing I want to bring attention to is what he says. So previously he has said, listen only to the sound of my voice. Now he's saying, let your thoughts drift. Let the bad memories fade. Let peace be upon you.
Let peace be upon you.
Peace be upon you, specifically, will ring a bell if you are a Muslim. My RE GCSE coming in handy there. So I think that there is definite chance that this guy is a Muslim, and he sounds like he could be from some country in the East somewhere because of his slight accent, although his English is very good. So if I had to guess, I'd say that he's probably spent quite a lot of time in the West, or at least interacting with those in the West. And at the end of the day, he is giving someone what seems to be a medical examination to some extent, or maybe not necessarily medical, but just an examination overall. So this guy could well be a doctor of some kind. I think that would definitely be quite likely. So that's all well and good for him to be a Muslim doctor, but what do the images show? Well, we start off with this shot of a lake, and after some glitches, we still have the letters all over the screen as we did with the last video. We go to this shot of a girl, a little girl. So their thoughts are drifting, and it's actually sort of like the visual representation of their thoughts, like what they're actually thinking, is being displayed on a screen in some way. That's what this kind of actually looks like to me. So they think of a lake, and the lake is there, and they're trying to be calm and tranquil, and then they try and let their mind drift, and they look to this little girl who's probably related to them in some way or just important to their life in some way, shape, or form. We go to these birds, again, the sort of calm, tranquil scene, and then again, the little girl, and then back to the birds, and it's just sort of flicking between the two in a very brainy way, if that makes sense. Not brainy as in ho-ho, very smart, but brainy as in, like, this could be a visual representation of exactly what someone is thinking, with the mind flitting between different subjects. So it's the girl and the birds, and then you get some trees. Obviously, we did have some quite specific looking trees in the last one, and this is a continuation of that. We get then, again, this shot of what could be the sea or something, and a sunrise or a sunset. It's really hard to see exactly what's going on there, but for all we know, that could be a sunrise or sunset. It's interesting the way that it does fade as well. It goes from being quite dark in these shots to quite bright, almost like there's a big explosion going off in the distance that we can't actually really see very well. But I think that that's probably a bit of a reach for now. So that happens, and then we go to this shot of what looks like a load of fog below and above the sort of center of the frame. Very interesting stuff. And a match light, which is interesting. Whether that's meant to signify the catalyst to something, or who knows, is up for debate for sure. Obviously, guys, I want to hear your thoughts about all of this in the comment section down below. Let's get the theories going. Really want to see some interesting discussion down there. It'd be really awesome to see. More glitches out of the video. Then we go to what looks, in my opinion, like a CT scan of someone's body. The way these work is that basically, well, I won't explain the technical details, but basically you end up with a three-dimensional sort of layer of loads and loads of images that you can scroll through, and in doing so you're sort of scrolling through the person's body or the person's brain. That's basically the way they work. You take multiple images of multiple layers and using like various x-rays, and that will then give you this sort of scrolling look through someone's body, and that's what looks like is being shown here. You can see the outline of the ribs on the side, and you've got the hips obviously in the spine, so that's what that looks like to me. Then we go to this shot of a chopper, which is very interesting. And then again, this shot of what could either be a brain, it probably is a brain, the top of the brain, or something else entirely. It's, again, really quite hard to see because the shot is so short. But one thing I will mention is, again, the reason that is moving like that is because they're scrolling through the brain. They're going deeper into the brain by flicking through the images that they've taken of it with the x-rays. So you then go to these shot of these seemingly soldiers who are walking. And again, this is very interesting. If we're trying to date this, we've got this chopper, got some soldiers walking, got this sort of metal grate type thing. Not exactly sure what the deal is with that, but it's a metal grate, that's for sure. Then it goes blue and goes through the staticky little bit, and then you get another shot of the brain. Again, CT scan, CAT scan type deal of the brain itself. So what this is all leading up to, I don't really know. I think that it's going to be awesome to read your guys' thoughts. I've been MrRoflWaffles. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. I have made a couple of sort of predictions, I guess, in this, but also have left a lot open because there are a lot of questions that we have that will no doubt be cleared up in future days on the Call of Duty Snapchat, and more importantly, on my YouTube channel. So make sure you've subscribed, like the video as always, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.